Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Tuesday, I believe. Second stream of the week. Indeed, April 2nd. Happy post-April Fool's Day. Hopefully you all saw some good ones. VeeDotMe here. We're gonna do our standard warm-up. Now standard, apparently. Balatro warm-up into some brand new world premiere action roguelikes. One for sure. If there's a second one, I'd be grateful, but it may not show up. And then we'll have, if I have enough time, we will do some Spiritful. Hopefully get that like true ending that I think we're still working on. Totally not addicted to Balatro. I mean, it's a good game and I want to get, you know, competitive in it. I'm basically imagining Slay the Spire. If I were to play Slay and stop at Ascension 2, then like, did I really play Slay the Spire? Maybe not. That makes sense, right? Or Dead Cells, I guess. Like if I stop Dead Cells at 0 BC after beating it, does that really count as playing Dead Cells? Of course, I have 50 million other roguelikes that I should be playing, so there's that. Am I supposed to just climb on one? We're up to green stake now. Required score scales faster. I feel like I should probably try to do some wins on others. Now that we have an understanding of the game, we should be able to get wins on every single time, right? I'd imagine that to be the case. Yo, M's, good to see you. Grainy, hello. Squirrel, hello. Pyro, hello. Taco, hello. Conquer, hello. Also, shoutouts to people who followed while we were offline. Shoutouts to Cookie, Cream Girl, Dank Snake, Jake. Not to be confused with Danky Hankies that we were talking about yesterday. Oofy Nana. Minstrel, Blibburn, Wazrit, Calith, Elroy Jetson. Wow, showing your age. Burnt Absol. Absol, isn't that a Pokemon? Big welcome to all those folks. Queen City. Would sure love to see that. Okay, that's fine. Ditch the ace too. Oh, and then the queen shows up. And no sixes. I'm surprised 2-pair isn't as strong as it feels like it should be. Hope everyone's having a good Tuesday. I'm still not ready to show Path of Exile on stream yet. We're getting there, but not quite. Sell this card to create a free double tag. The next thing is next base edition shop Joker becomes polychrome. But I won't have enough money for that. I would love to take it and get the skip, and then I have to do this. Held cards. It's like so early in the run. I feel like you can't really do anything particularly nuts. I almost love to just go next. Congrats on the 40K. 40K on YouTube. Yeah, I want to put together a video of sorts. I don't quite know what it's gonna be just yet. I have some ideas. Not like a 40K celebration video. more of a let's get serious kind of video. Not anything bad, I just want people to know that we mean business. Crap! I want to use this devil. But I don't want to use it on like a mid card. Not mid as in bad, but mid as in middle of the pack. I got money for that, right? Why does it feel like I have no money? No more aces. Lots of sixes left. And we didn't hit it. Yeah, so I also want to work on my other channels, which I made a long time ago, and I still have not done anything with them. Sensory multi if all cards held in hand are spades or clubs. And what did I just turn into a gold? Something red, I'm pretty sure. If held cards are spades or clubs. Creates a planet card if this is held at the end of the round. It kind of sucks for this to be a blue seal and a molt. That's kind of like the opposite of what you would ever want to see, I'd imagine. I guess you just pretend that molt's either not there or use it in case of emergency. Discard random cards? Oh no. Crap, I actually want these. Is it a 50-50 chance or is it a 25% chance? Or a 75% chance to lose a 5? Ha, that's funny. I mean, the straight's still somewhere. Oh, we gotta remember that we have to hold. Oh, if all cards held in hand. Wait, that's like bad. That's borderline unplayable. Like, if this wasn't here, we would pop off right now, but you just can't. 666, Mark of the Beast. Oh, snap, the discard! But it was discard 2. Did it only discard 1? I wish there was a recap so I could actually know what's going on. Alright, so that's, like, not as good as I thought it was. Emergency. Joker becomes holographic, and then I have to win this one. Double your pogs. I think we just fight. One thing I realize is that this game is pretty entertaining if the person's like very fast at playing it. Which I'm currently not yet. How does high card feel? Okay, it feels terrible. I mean, this works for some reason. I don't quite know if it's gonna scale. Retrigger all held in hand abilities. Like, we have some interesting stuff that I feel as though will only ever get us in trouble later on. I assume this is not an ability. If we die here, it's okay because this is a testing run, just to see how the game, you know, feels overall. Part of me thinks that you just do this. It doesn't matter how many I'm still holding, so like you could just dump. Yeah, if only that was cooler. So again, like we have 2 pair here, but we lose blackboard. Unless I simply... Oh no, we don't. Yo, chillin'. That is not a lot of money. This should be a lot of money. I was gonna say, or times 3, I don't know how strong that is. So this V-Tribe that's coming up, that we're gonna do after Balatro warm-up, that is going to be one of those, like, a roguelike put into another game. Which we have done a lot of those at this point. And it's gonna be really interesting to see how they work this one out. Earn $8 if played hand triggers the boss blind ability. So all spades are debuffed. I guess if you play a spade, you get $8. Scaling card? Not really scaling, like more like an econ card. I'm kind of excited because it's basically held at the end of the round. It's basically a snowboarding. It's a hoverboarding game, but they're putting it towards like SSX tricky. Is extremely interesting to me. That's the best we could do. I think we lost. Because 2 pair I thought was going to be strong, but it was only $300. I have to do that 4 times, which is only $1,200. Dig for a club. Okay. Kind of sucks that we're never gonna trigger the boss blind until I start playing these things. Oh, that was pretty strong. Never mind, I think we're chilling. I want my money. For farming. I mean, surely I can get 200 bucks. Straight on the table. How do I get the straight without feeding? A 7, a 2. There's 1 7 left. All of the 2s are still in the deck. A bunch of 10s left. Some 8s. We have lots of discards. Oh, you can go ace. Oh, we need the 2 still. Seven is too difficult to reach, I think. Been playing Skull for the past few days. This game has some of the most unfair balance. How do you overcome this? I honestly think that Skull the Hero Slayer might be a 5 things I wish I knew kind of game. And like, if you already consider yourself like pretty good at it, but you just know that the balance is off, then there's nothing can be helped. But I couldn't win Skull until I started like asking questions and watching videos. Like, I watched a couple of Beal's videos just to see like how he does a boss. And then from there, I could kind of do a little bit of something. But until that happened, we were Struggle Street. Hit the 2. We're not gonna get the gold card value, but that's hopefully okay. Wow. Just barely won that. Holy crap. Won my vids yesterday to get some tips, but I applied them very poorly. You did get better in some aspects. Do I have a Skull video that actually has tips in it? Wait, Synergy? There's no synergies in this game, right? Please tell me that that did something for me. We need held cards. So like steel. Steel would be very nice. We need tarot, I think. +3 for next round. After defeating the boss blind, gain money. No repeat hand types. That's gonna kill us, I think. But then we get something now. It was the video where you just skipped a bunch of skull rooms and went straight for the big bucks. Yeah, I was looking at that video the other day, and they did some updates for... what's it called? For, Dark Mirror. And in Dark Mirror, there's even more incentive to go for bones. And that's not a bad thing, but because there's now a bunch of new items and some other stuff that wants gold, there's all of a sudden this disconnect between your ability to win and your ability to just play off of random stuff that showed up. Now, I mean, like any other roguelike, can you win by pure... Wow, this is terrible. Can you win by just pure, like, being good at the game? Absolutely. But there is some anti-synergy between some of the stuff that happens in the game and what you need to actually win, which is a little unfortunate. I can't hold that. I think that gold 3 is gonna screw us. I'm probably dead here because I get very few monies. One single pair. I don't know how strong this is. Oh wow. That ain't half bad. Do I still lose? Is there a world where I still lose here? I need $900. Oh, we can't lose because of Dusk. I did want to make a 5 things I wish I knew Skull video. I think I actually wrote that down. Let me see if it's in Sheets. No, it would probably be in Docs. I have a doc called Skull, but I know it's not 5 things I wish I knew. Because what I wanted to do, I remember recording, like, during a live stream, trying to figure out, like, what actually matters in order to win in Skull the Hero Slayer. Like, do we ditch Blackboard? That's the only thing that's been winning every single round. Steel would be very nice. I assume you want it on something like that. Maybe the ace. I think you want it on a low value card so you could actually play and get money off the ace. Matador. No repeat hand type, so I can't trigger this, I think. Okay, let's go with that. We're going for Econ. That would be good Econ. If we die, we die. It's fine. So yeah. What I really want to do is try to get a couple more guides up for Blaze Blue. Well, crap. We're close to the flush. This 8's in my way. Oh my god, that's no money at all. I think we have to dig. Why I didn't do the queen, I have no idea. This is last hand. Oh, it counts twice. So we should be fine. Famous last words. Straight flush. Holy crap, we're in there. I do have like a couple of Dead Cells guides I want to do. I have one Dead Cells vid that I'm working on right now, which I just did all of the voice editing, and now I have to go back and re-record some stuff and get more footage, which is like always hilarious. I can't even take this to an editor because half the time it's so much footage, I don't really know how to even present it to an editor. Is that good? This has been like kind of farming for us a little bit. Like just giving us all of my well, that should be the build right there. As much as I would love throwback, like eventually we have to get rid of Dusk. Like we're basically relying on Dusk right now to keep us in the game. Maybe there's a world where throwback is enough. We can't do hand size. Elite phase clips of the biggest hands you're making. A thumbnail that says Exodia and Balatro. There's a good amount of Halion guides for Balatro, which is great. I do enjoy the game. I don't know if I would like put myself in the position of making a guide for this. Like I like it, but there's a little bit of imposter syndrome in there, not gonna lie. Like I would hate to make a guide and then someone comes in with math and just like completely destroys me. Okay, yeah, now we're cooking a little bit. I don't have to worry about that too much for action roguelikes because the guide is the action part. So like so long as I understand how action works in the game, then I should be fine. $82 so far. I feel like this isn't a lot of money. 1.5 mult, -1 hand size. That's actually not that bad for us. It's just a lot of money. I don't think you can skip though, because you need cash to farm bulls. And we don't actually get to buy until after the boss. I think we have to do every round so that we can farm Mime as well. 2p? That sucks. I should have ditched more stuff, I think. Oh no, we're fine. All right. Not sure if someone else has said, but interest caps at $25, 5 per round, unless you have something to increase it. I didn't know what the cap was. I did see vouchers that boost you over the cap. So definitely thanks for the reminder. I think this wins. Nice. If it shows up, then we have to buy it. 100%. It's tough because this thing's now at $102. I think I'm supposed to just hoard right now. And I can't buy Paintbrush because if I have more cards in my hand, I lose to Blackboard. I guess I can start buying booster packs and skipping if it's something that I don't care for. We're getting like a free $5 around. So we have Bull. If I can keep this over $100, then it's probably okay. Let's pray for a held, club, or spade. This is probably not smart. It's kind of sick looking. So yeah, games like this, I always feel like there's someone else who knows the game better than I will. So it's tough for me to just decide to throw up a guide or something. Wow, this is unfortunate. We only have high card. Three fives left. Three threes. It might be 11 spades, 10 clubs. It's like in any direction, we can do something. I have to hold the spade. I mean, I have to hold the club. So maybe we just do this. This is awkward. So I thought minus hand size would actually be sick for us, but now it's like really weird. Oh, that wins? By itself? I didn't know that. Oops, okay. Gain 0.2 multi per enhanced card, removes card enhancement. Ooh, Spectral. This is like the most fun thing in the game. Adds a blue seal, held. I get to choose, I think. Creates a random joker, sets mine to 0. So we want to hold, I think you do like the lowest value club. Just like that. I did try to do some Blaze Blue guides. I had a couple of people who said that they really appreciated them. Do I need this now? I might need this. Initial cards and booster packs in the next shop are free. I think I have to re-roll this. Play only one hand. So like it has to be flush, I think. I clean this up. This is so annoying. A guide for something like Blaze Blue, I think, works because each character can get super complicated. I did a guide for Gunfire Reborn as like one of my first non-Dead Cells guides. And I want to say that did go over pretty nicely. So I would like to, at some point, try to utilize that energy to do more guides for, like, other games. At least ones that I feel I know a little bit what's going on in them. I know it's like a forehead. Of course, you should make a guide for games that you know. But it is very easy to just toss up. You installed the game and found the most basic information. And then you call that the guide. It's very easy to do that. I'm sure I've done it myself. Alright, so this is a skip. After play or discard, always draw 3 cards. I don't quite know what that means. Will I go over my hand size? That would not be super enjoyable. This is like already kind of annoying, but this is fine. It's literally what it says. I guess the like... Or, okay, in that scenario, I used a bunch of cards and now I only got 3 cards. But it's like if I were to play a single card, as in like high card, I would draw over my hand. So like I discard 1 here and I'll get only 3. Jesus. I don't want to blow this. Do we have any Dead Cells today? Probably not. We did do Dead Cells yesterday, and we did Dead Cells on Saturday. So I think we're in a good spot. We showcase other action roguelikes too. At this point, we've had so many situations where people stop by and say, V, I'm so happy that you showed this game. I'm in love with it. And that's where like I would like to be. I think we have to kill this. Jeez, that was close. Taco, good to see you. Yeah, pretty much every Dead Cells stream is usually good. So what I have to figure out is how to make like every game that we play as good as that. I'm sure the pros buy the buffoon pack and then skip if it's not something that's gonna actually help them. So this is kind of interesting, because it's like I don't ever want to play my spades or my clubs, and this means I would play the diamonds, but I think eventually we want to get rid of all of those cards. Yeah, this stuff sucks. Did you finish Hades on stream? I have done, in my opinion, everything I would have ever done in Hades until Hades 2 comes out. And you may say, V, does that include like 64 heat? And it isn't. If someone out there, besides the one person who did it, not modded, if there's people out there spamming 64 heat, that's awesome. I'll leave that to them. I personally am good. I have 40 heat done on not every weapon or aspect. I think we're at 32 for every aspect. Wait, straight. I think this is more consistent. And then of course I even have a vid up for like everything wrong with Hades, with the hope that by the time we get to Hades 2, then we won't have to worry about any of those issues I'm having. Adds 1 voucher to the next shop. I feel like I need that. Decrease level of played poker hand. Oh my god. Straight flush? I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was straight... Oh, because I only need 4 cards. That's really cool. When is Hades 2 coming? It is supposed to be early access this year. I believe someone came in and said that it's confirmed for Q2, which would be April, May, June. It was actually, yeah, April, May, June. So we're at the very start of when it could come out. It's a really low pair if I were to just do this. I want to find my held cards every time I'm winning and not actually doing any of my hold tech that we worked so hard for. When blind is selected, destroy a random joker. This thing sucks. I'm assuming that this gets rerolled after I kill the boss. I feel kind of weird. I feel like this has been here for a long time. Maybe I'm okay with hand size at this point. Hades 2 early access is probably going to be Q2. And that's good for us because timing-wise, I don't think we have a ton to worry about except for Astral Ascent, Windblown. Oh wow, that was no money. Chat, we might be in trouble. We might be in trouble. I need $15,000 on basically the next 2 rolls. If I don't have my held cards, I think we auto lose. And I'm losing all of my clubs and stuff. Clubs and spades. Three of a kind is 30 times 3. A flush is 50 times 6. A straight is 120 times 10. Jeez. So three of a kind is like worthless to us. We could keep... Let's do this for now. This ain't good. This ain't $15,000 worth. Can tell you that. I have another straight. Just now got this. And now I have these in my hand. Full house. Full house is 65 times 6. I don't think this wins. Yo, Nero, welcome, welcome. That doesn't win, there's no way. Jeez. I guess what happened there is we went for the money play for too long, and it didn't turn into anything eventually. It just stagnated. I don't know why, like... I just lose these. One more. Just one more. And then we'll next game it over to our V Try Me. Because for the most part, I feel as though I shouldn't be... Oh, wow. I shouldn't just auto-lose these. Okay, yeah, we're fine. See? Just like that. Speed run. Bad luck, see ya? No. I knew I was flying too close to the sun myself. I just chose not to do anything about it. Excuse me. Death Defiance? Celestial packs always contain the planet of the most played card. Let's do one of these. Destroy one random card. Add 2 random enhanced aces. Create a random joker, set money to 0. You have to use it, so we lose $5. If it hits the ace, I'm actually gonna snap. Oh my god, it hit the best thing it could have. Okay. We're in there. I feel like you don't take the Death Defiance. Prevent death if chips scored are at least 25%. Does that let you get through a boss for basically free? So like I could just auto die once I hit 25% and then just play. That Celestial Voucher was the best card. I think Celestial Vouchers are just fun in general. Like whatever the dev did to cook those up was great. Wow, that's only $100. We'll be at 200. We still have plenty of hands left. So we got some really cool aces. I would sure love to see those at some point. Is it it's just not gonna happen? And then we're gonna have to get like $200 in one round. It's not like unreasonable, I suppose. I was gonna say we were close to the flush. We'll just forget about it. All right. Let's do or die here. Nice. This wins, right? One more. Literally just one more. Because that does not count. Or at least it shouldn't count. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just the game chose to not give me the stuff. It's a fine game for just one more. It scratches that itch, and then when you don't get that itch scratched, then you have to go back and scratch it. Right? This is not good for money. I don't remember how much that 2-pair was. Okay. I was gonna say, that's gotta be 150. Holographic! Every played card permanently gains +4 chips when scored. That's cool. Like, how will I even keep track that that's in play? Minus hand size? Very similar to what's killed us in the past. I shouldn't have to really do anything here. I assume a pair will win. 20 times whatever. That's 20, 30 times 2, 60. Math majors. Oh, we get more from it. Oh, because this is a flat 10 on top. Does anyone have a tier list for this game yet? One enchants to give $2 when scored. Destroy up to 2 selected cards. Just to try to get closer to this thing. start with the 2s, maybe? And then just try to destroy as much as possible? I don't think that's a thing. I think I'm making this up. Next base edition shop Joker becomes a negative. Aren't those OP? Like, I should always go for negatives? No way we'll have the money for that, right? Yeah, negative's a +1 Joker, so that's, like, strong. This kind of sucks. I would rather have destroyed another 2. And then obviously the face cards give us cash, but... Oh, we're chillin'. How do I play and score a face card? It's like we probably have game already, but maybe we farm. Even the ace can go. I mean, we should win off this. I just need a pair. Huh. Please. Oh, there's no way! That doesn't count as a straight? That is supremely unlucky. You could high card. Get +10 mult. That's 15 times 10 math majors. We'll be 60 short. Just for the chance to get a buck. Alright. Oh my god, it's so expensive. I didn't think it would be that much. I can't even get this. I just wasted the skip. That's like a 5 things I wish I knew. +1 mult per hand. Played, -1 per discard. Love games like Balatro and Shotgun King, turning something I would never play into an actual fun game because originally it wasn't fun at all. I hear you. That's why there's so many things that we have lined up. That's all like, this is a roguelike, except it wasn't beforehand. And I feel like that's just the new genre of game. I mean, I think you still call them roguelikes. Oh, snap. We got a farm. I think we win on just the pair. Oh, big farmer right here. I don't think this matters. I didn't get it. Yo, Rick, welcome, welcome. Discard some more. I mean, we won. We don't have anything that like wants to be held in our hand. Not yet, anyway. Extra interest for every $5 you have at the end of the round. Oh, they tried to get another pair of face cards. Got it, got it. So you don't see this money back. We'll get $2 on this upcoming round. It's like, is this one better? Just go egg? All right. Double your cash. We want the econ. Okay, so that wasn't quite winning, but we're like pretty good. All right, we got those, we got these. Let's see what else we can get. All right, we're cooking. 3 jacks left. One king left. My king. You drop this, my king. I only got one? Wait, that doesn't win. That really doesn't win. I'm kind of surprised. There was one queen left. We could have tried to farm. All right. All right, all right, all right. We're moving the needle. 10 max. We got $4 worth of interest. Copies the ability of the Joker to the right. That's like a mandatory purchase, I think. Played face cards, give 4 multi when scored. Crap. Screw the business card? That's our farming strat! Take out the pairs, that's our chips. Because I'm playing like double face cards. My farm. Okay, so this is gonna be extremely interesting. So we want to copy a card to the right. Incompatible. Compatible. That's interesting. Compatible. So I would be either farming chips on individual cards or farming... I think I'd probably have to move this every single time. Sly Joker is bait. Sly Joker. That's the one I just sold. The pair bonus. Yeah, so the idea that you can spin these mid-fight is very interesting. And we assume that we probably win these without too much effort. I know we're like potentially killing a straight here. Okay. So something like this. If we want to go for the max money, we would do this with the assumption that we are not dead yet. I believe that worked. Yeah, that was actually not half bad. Look for full house. Might be too late for that now. We gotta start farming face cards too. Though I believe there is a card that considers everything a face card, which is really interesting. We should win. Okay, so there's that. There's plenty of jacks left. Those are our last two kings. I think we already have win. Copy the hiker. So you're trying to make the face card stronger. So that we don't have to do another round. I mean, this should be $1,000 with no issue. Wow, really? Yeah, so in this circumstance, this might not be $1,000. It really should be, but +4 multi. Yes, what we're doing here is we're making extra chips on the kings. If we had more face cards, we could do business card to try to get like maximum copy potential. Interest, someone said caps at $25. But I think we want to see these. Convert to clubs, convert to hearts. Enhances 2 selected cards to be multi. Okay. -1 ante. -1 hand per round. I hate this so much. Like, it's a cool idea, but the -1 hand, to me, as a new player, I feel like I can't do it. You talk a lot? No, that's fine. I love when people talk in chat. You can ask any streamer out there if someone told them that you don't like when people chat, then that's like a lie. Now, of course, some chatters might get a little intense, and obviously that, like, you should be able to look and tell that, okay, chat is a little intense right now, but usually that has nothing to do with the person just likes to talk. I mean, sometimes it is. Usually it's like they're saying stuff that they shouldn't be saying. We got 2P. It's our really bad aces. There's kings, there's queens, there's jacks. Figures. For some reason, I knew I would get this. All right. Big money right here. Stonks. And now we have to win, unfortunately. So this would add another +8 on these. I mean, I have more hands left. This is like if we're gonna die. We're not gonna die. Does it copy the foils +10? Again, I really wish there was a recap so I can actually show that's the case. Wait, is that the hit? All cards are now face cards? It's unlosable, right? Surely this does exactly what we think it does, where every card gives me a chance to get $2. And then all cards are +4 multi when scored. So, stonks. To the moon, stonks are gone. That has to be the hit. There's no other way around it. Blink does nothing. Have I gotten the unlock with this yet? Someone said it's under vouchers. Redeem Blink 10 times? I've only done it 3 times? What? I swear I've gotten this so much. I wish right click was to go back. Yeah, wow, okay. It's unfortunate. Tarot. Double tarot. I'm under the assumption it's unlosable. Gold has to be held. Bonus cards. Double your money. Conversion. Convert the left into the right. Okay. Now I feel like I just buy out the shop. I know it's 4 of a kind and probably not gonna activate, but unlosable, I think. I think we still want to have... How I do this? So I can continue to dupe business card. We still have to make actual good pairs and stuff. I can't just outright throw. Does this just win? That's only $4,000? Wait, I thought that was so much stronger than that. Yeah, so we have Hiker. Hiker's making cards stronger, so we want to kind of like use the same cards whenever we can. It's not just that we can spam anything. We want to actually play stuff that is getting Hiker value. At least that's my expectation right now. Lots of kings left. My king, you drop this? Oh my god. What do I do with all this money? 67 bucks? Plus one multi per hand without a face card? That's funny. I guess you start buying packs. What do I do with... I'm at $83. This is like a skip, in my opinion. I mean, taking that's about as good as skipping it. Eventually, we have to get rid of business card, too. So maybe what I'm also doing is just trying to roll jokers. Maybe not roll jokers, but buy joker packs. Just to hit something that's better than business card. There's a money achievement. Oh, snap. Sure. See how strong this is. It's only 300? Oh my god, we're getting that today. We can't not get that. TBH. There we go. There we go. 100 bucks. We're a third of the way there. Except I'm gonna buy everything I see. Glass, gold, art conversion, rank up. Another conversion. And we get 2 of these. Spades and clubs. We could do the spade conversion and be able to play more flushes. And then rank up could give me a jack here. I feel like that's basically it. Like, do I necessarily want to rank up something else? Maybe not. Why not? Because I feel like it kills your potential to get closer to a straight. But I guess in terms of like the card itself is worth more. We're never getting to 300 if I keep spending money like this. Wild card. Club conversion. Bonus chippies. I don't know if a card can be both a bonus and a multi at the same time. I feel like that is one thing that I'm never gonna understand. 1 in 4 chance. spade conversion. One in four. All right. So I think we have some stuff going. All hearts are debuffed. Imagine if those were spades. Bonus molt, gold, steel, stone are enhancements. And then it can get a seal, I would assume. Is there not one more thing besides those? Pretty big. Yeah, we're still going for the bunny. 8,000, something light. Let's discard down. We should see another spade, to be honest. Famous last words, of course. That's already 5. Oh, that is much better. Three of a kind is 30 times 3. Flush is 35 times 4. But the ace at the end. Yeah, I keep forgetting it. It's like, in the actual fight itself, doing the jokers, yeah, that makes sense. But doing the hand, too, that's, like, next level. I almost feel as though the money play maybe isn't required here, and maybe we need to start doing hiker instead. I mean, we're at 5 of 8. So to get all the way up to $300, if I keep spending money like I am, I may as well just do something else. 16 bucks, diamonds, more spade conversion. Get my money back. But then you're like delayed a little bit. Hieroglyph. I take hieroglyph. Oh, this thing? But the -1 hand. Yo, Vangillion, welcome. What games do I play here? So I primarily do roguelikes of the action genre. That would be like your Dead Cells, your Hades, your Blaze Blue Entropy effects. So this kind of game shows up only ever so often. Definitely conversion here. No, not conversion. We call this swap. It is conversion. Okay. The left card into the right card. We're losing some aces, so let's do this instead. It's always this king every single time I play this game. Another glass ace. We could make a jack. You found us through Dead Cells. Nice. So Dead Cells from YouTube, I would imagine. Yeah, and I'm currently working on the vid too. This seems so dangerous. Alright, let's start working on Hiker. Only because I don't want something bad to happen. Sick. I was supposed to put that at the end, I think. No, it's not timed, so maybe it doesn't matter. Oh! We killed it! We watched 20 BC, and since I haven't watched in a while, I was like, for real? So we do have 21 BC videos that I would like to put up at some point. However, they have a lot of like casual conversation that is like not related to the run at all. Earn extra $1 of interest for every $5 you have at the end of the round. Again, as we're working towards... Oh, it's the same card we had. That's To the Moon. Sell your current money to get To the Moon instead. When blind is selected, destroy Joker to the right and permanently double its sell value to this multi. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so you're saying now that we're well over $100, To the Moon is gonna skyrocket. You're awake at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. plus 12. Plus 12. Is that India? Malaysia? Alright. Geo guessing. I'm going to assume that is close. It doesn't work like that, sadly. Earn an extra $1 of interest for every $5 you have. So it's not giving me like 20 bucks. It's capped to max interest. That's so interesting. I know you can like beat max interest with a voucher, but still kind of interesting that that's a thing. Wow. How many of these have I done? There should be an achievement for spamming Temperance. Like, I kind of want to see my kings. There we go. My king. So this is 1.5, so we put it at the end, I assume. If I'm not mistaken, Myanmar is below China, then Indonesia, then Myanmar. No, is below Myanmar, and just below Indonesia, there's Malaysia. There's people who are giga experts at GeoGuessr, and I would say I'm a little jealous. Of course, like, you gotta remember, if you don't know something, it's only because you know other stuff instead. Like, your brain has absorbed some other knowledge. Nice. At least that's how I keep myself sound asleep at night. Alright, so we can hit 28. Yeah, so 10 bucks. Plus 15 mult. But we're getting value from hikers, so... I wish it told you how many times you've done this, so I don't have to go over here and click. Full house, 2 pair has been the most consistent stuff. My brain is only full of dead cells. Mine is, I won't deny it, but I try my best to also think about other things too. It's like Balatro, for example. This is currently being put into my brain, and I don't mind that. I want to check how strong this is. Not very strong, but we only need 12k. Yeah, it tells you the upgrade level, but I would love to see how many times have I done that exact hand. 65 times 6, 90 times 10. But like, I could also continue buffing my kings, which are already very strong. So I feel like I'd rather do that. I could have dug down for more kings, I suppose, if I was gonna do this anyway. My problem is with early runs, because when I get a weapon, I try to full commit to that color. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, if you ever watch how I play, I typically stick to the color that I originally got out of the tube. And maybe that's just a knowledge thing. Like, we've played so much, we can kind of do that. Just found out Evil Empire is releasing a Prince of Persia roguelike. Lemon, where'd you get that from? Is that on Dead Cells Reddit? How many jacks do we have? There's 4 left. We have more jacks than queens? That seems wrong. I guess that was because of the rank up. Two P? Oh, I did put at the end. Start getting good weapons from other colors. I mean, I guess that's just the roguelike part. My hope is that you aren't like swerving out of, let's say you're in Toxic Sewers. You put 2 points into Brutality. Now all of a sudden a tombstone shows up. And you're like, I gotta swerve the green. It's only Toxic Sewers, so that's only 2 scrolls. It's not that bad. But if you were further out than Toxic Sewers, I don't know if I would swerve. Interesting that these are the same thing, except the cover art's different. We're saving. Chat, this was supposed to be a warm-up. It's been an hour and 30 minutes. It's not my fault. I should have thrown in the 4. It's like, I want to succeed. We have kings. This is probably GG if I just play the aces and jacks. I would just love to get more king value. Nice. Beautiful. I thought clicking it last would throw it in at the end. When I get planets, because it was a 1 out of 3. If it was a 1 out of 5, I would have rather have taken that. Like this here. So I'm sure we can hit some really good stuff in just a 1 out of 3, but I'd rather... Here we go again, I have to actually look. I'd rather get the stuff that Ooh, 4 of a kind. We have a lot of kings. Even these I don't really like to do, but Jack City. New Jack City, that's Wesley Snipes, right? So this wants to be discarded. We don't mind the aces anymore. You wanna know how to unlock more blueprints? I don't know how to do it without using the wiki, and you don't want to look at the wiki. So there is the mirror that's in the game. The mirror shows you one monster that has a blueprint. And I know that's like not ideal, but that is something. I think that wins. Oh, it's first hand, so we shouldn't have to worry too much. Yeah, it's a mirror that you unlock from... I feel like it's just in the basic cell meta. I don't know if you have to necessarily go somewhere and find the mirror, turn it in. But it might be that, that is like sort of what you want to do. The only thing that sucks about it is it only shows one monster. I think it tries to show you the monster closest to the start of the run. So for example, I don't think it will show you a boss blueprint if there's something you can get before a boss. At least I certainly hope that's how it works. I know once you are done with your monsters, it will start showing you boss blueprints. Especially for outfits. Cook it. That successfully cooked. Oh wow, I didn't even read the freaking thing. No repeat hand types. Oops. Huh. My bad. Well. I was not paying attention in the slightest. Voucher unlocked? If this build was any worse, we would have to actually pay attention. Spade conversion. Pray that spades don't get debuffed. I guess you don't have to pop it right now. I hate that the voucher doesn't get re-rolled. Yeah, don't take it. I wish there was a re-roll option for the voucher. Oh, run info, blinds, you can only play one hand. Now, I don't remember, is that you have to win in one round, or is that you can only play one hand type? As in, if I do 2P, we can only do 2P for the rest of the round. And nothing else. It's literally one hand. That's like evil. I'm surprised that that's even a thing. I guess I should wait until boss before I do that. I feel like you could lose the perfect run. Yeah, don't forget of that. Sure, sure. We got good pharma. It's in Discord. Wait until it was posted April 2nd. From Tom Henderson at Insider Gaming. I'm sure that's a reputable resource. Honestly, if it was from anywhere, I probably would say that same joke. Don't lose our glass. Cook it. I'm trying to find our other good kings. Oh, that's actually worth. Enhance one card into a gold card. I might sell that. I don't know if we're ever gonna do this. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna sell it. Alright. Use it in this hand. You could have gotten more than the $1 from selling it, I suppose. Glass, bonus. Create 2 randos. Lucky. So king, and then you can't do those, so it has to be the jack. This is worth 36 extra chips. This is worth 20. I'm okay with the 20. Okay. I would have taken the jack, but it didn't do anything new. I think we're okay. Alright. Cook it. So for those unfamiliar with this game, this is poker, except you're building out a build, basically, off of individual cards, but then also these jokers from up top. I didn't put it at the end. Oh, my ace. Crap. Trying to find our good jack. The 4 of a kind should win on its own. Well, no, we want to cook these. Okay, that's good cook. It would have been nice to have gotten the purple seal to get another tarot card. Yeah, that ace lasted a long time. Felt really good about it. All we have to do is that on the boss. Straight, chips, blind, lose all discards. I guess we'll Celestial. I wish I got over interest. Start scaling 3 of a kind. Because, like, I have so much money and I feel like I can't actually do anything with it. Okay, so this is only 1 hand to be played. So queens are gonna be worthless. This one's worth 52, so let's keep it just in case. Let's go ahead and prep up Blueprint to duplicate Smiley Face. It's gonna give us Giga Multi. And then, like, worst case scenario, we World. Which is funny, because, like, I'm not getting the actual spades. Okay. This wins. I'm pretty confident that this wins. I can't cook it, like, any better. Like, even making 3 of these into spades, that's not gonna do, like, 5 of a kind flush or something. And then this is getting duplicated. So we should be fine. I could have also discarded a little bit more to see if I can get something better. 48,000. I think that's a PB for me. 5 flush. Okay, so if we dug for a Diamond King. Oh, you'll only ever see the same card one time? Planet cards appear more frequently in shops. Sure. That's, like, kind of strong. But I don't think we need that. That Joker... the ×3. Hang on before we do anything. Diamonds, hearts, steel, money again. Lucky. So a ×3 multi. A big part of this game is that you're getting, like, plus multi rather than, like, times multi. The No Guile in the chat is saying that if we get rid of Pareidolia, is that like seeing a face in an inanimate object? The idea is you ditch this because even though all cards were face cards prior, what's really happening now is I'm literally playing face cards. Like 7 kings, 7 jacks. That's actually not that many, I would say. But we've cooked a lot of these cards thanks to Hiker too. I'm willing to try that. But it has to be a 3 of a kind. That's actually kind of tough. Because the 3 of a kind, I feel like we aren't playing that much. Like if we do it, it might one-shot the blind, which is cool. It can also be full house. You just need 3 of any kind of card in there. Scary stuff. It's a terrifying game, to be perfectly honest. One in 7 cards get drawn face down. We have a lot of aces too, I think. Not really. Only 2 left. We lost an ace because it was glass. I want to see how strong this is. Not as strong as I thought it was, actually. So 3 jacks left, only 2 aces left. Oh, we have no more discards. So let's not blow the jacks. Okay. I wonder if we threw. I mean, we can always move Blueprint in front of Smiley Face, like if we need to, or if we get the trio, then you move the Blueprint over to trio and get ×6. But having everything as a face card makes me feel better because of the aces. Destroy. I'm good with that. I feel like you never get the opportunity to thin the deck. Bonus. To destroy. Destroy them all? Okay, we're getting down there. We don't skip because we're going to the moon. We still have this because I really still want the 300 bucks. All right. So this should be strong. We could also test this now to see like exactly how strong this is. Oh wait, I moved the wrong thing. That's a 1.5, so that has to be here. Okay. That's pretty strong, I would say. That's a PB for me. Is 260? The first played face card gives ×2 multi. Add $1 of sell value to every Joker and consumable at the end of the round. So I guess you just hold this and then might sell everything later. I still have one more ante after this too, so we're like not actually done. More destroy. But I have to do that in an actual fight. You're rich? Yeah, but we're not at the 300 bucks yet. The goal is 300. Let's not add more. So 1 in 7 cards are drawn face down. It's a little interesting. I think once we have this in play, well, we don't know if we'll have 3 of a kind. Wait, 1 in 7. My opening hand has 4. How is that 1 in 7? Are you kidding me? Wait, those are aces or kings? That's so funny. This is guaranteed not to be a good card, I think. I don't think about it. It's just not there. I haven't seen a bug in this game. I think it bugged. No, it's either not like every 7th card is face down. It's probability and I just fat rolled it somehow. Or something else weird happened. Okay, so These 5 right here. This could be a queen. So it's this for sure. This is either an ace or a king. This is either a queen or a king. It's equal chance to be either an ace or a queen. Just go for discards until we get the actual king. How many times are we gonna draw face downs though? Six kings left. Four of a kind, that's pretty funny. My God. I guess that's not terrible. Okay, so we got game right here. This was confirmed to be a king. That's very funny. All right, full house with the Giga multiplier. Yeah, so we assume we can hit 200,000. So long as that play happens. Let's save. Like, I don't have a lot of rounds left. I want to get the 300 bucks. All cards are debuffed unless you sell a Joker, which is... It's either To the Moon or it's Hiker. Hiker's plus 10. This is 1.5. I think it has to be To the Moon that gets sold. You can go endless for 300? Oh. But endless means I have to keep playing the game. Not that I am completely opposed to playing the game, but I would like to next game it at some point. My king? Let's cook for tarot. It didn't show up. Oh, come on. Just next game tomorrow? Oh, let's get more Hiker while we have the chance. Assuming we one-shot this. Yeah. I don't remember the name. What Sonic track was that? Pew, 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 pew. Is that's not Stardust Speedway, is it? So I'm listening to lo-fi while you sleep, study, or game. They don't have a playlist. But I think that was just Stardust Speedway. Good future. Wait, was this just a test to see if I know my Sonic? Hang on, pause. Is that it, Lone? Did I pass the test? Of course, that was a remix that we heard. Maybe it was passed. No. And it's definitely not bad future, so it must have been good future. What a good OST. I passed the test. I'm a true Sonic fan. I can't do Sonical though. It's like Wordle except Sonic music. That's like too next level for me. This could be very strong, but the addition makes it kind of weird. Spectral. Create 2 copies of selected card in hand. Add a negative to a random joker. -1 hand size. Wait, those are both kind of poggy. It's already like so close. As much as I would wanna do the negative, I feel like I just wanna end. We do have to go to 300 in Endless. We're not playing Endless. I'm sorry. I mean, unless we cannot hit $300, we're not playing Endless. As I spend more money. Wild card, planet. Double the money! I think there's something for buying 10 vouchers. Oh, I only have 5? What, do they expect you to play Endless? Is that how this game works? Again, I love the game, but I got other stuff to play today. We got a stacked docket. Wow. Hook 'em. Good cook right now. Good cook. Oh, we hit the 300. Now I can end in peace. Create a tarot card if hand is played with $3 or less. Does anyone know? Do I have to end the run with $300? You think it's 400? Wait, what am I working towards? There's too many things here. Does anyone know which one it is? Is it a voucher? A joker? Tag? It's a card. The whole game is cards. Oh, it doesn't show me the unlock requirement. Uh-oh. Well then. Destroy them all? And then we have to sell to the moon. And then get something back. Wait, do I? That's a 1.5. I think we sell Hiker. And then we'll just have to find 10 multi somewhere else. Because I really don't want to lose a 1.5. It's 400. All right. Well, you all know what we're doing for the next, hopefully only 10 minutes. Yeah, I can still bust out $130,000. Straight flush, straight, permanently gain +1 hand. B, stop spending money. Okay, hear me out. Just the one. I'm okay with the aces for the most part. We gotta start buying jokers too. Next base edition shop joker becomes a negative. Decrease level of played poker hand. Rare skip. Knowing full well that we easy clap win. Oh. That second skip was $46. That second skip was $46. As in the next blind. Okay. Yeah. I do want to see this, but we could have done both. That's kind of sick. I really don't want to go on for much longer. It's not my fault. No real reward for playing the secret hands? Really? Well, no, someone said that there's planets. If you get, like, the 5 of a kind and stuff like that. At least I certainly hope it gives you something. Diamond conversion. A little weak. Oh my god. We don't have space for the tarot either. I should have gotten the enhanced consumable so I can actually get another thing in here. $400,000. Holy crap. Wow, that's quite a bit more I have to do. +2 molt per reroll in the shop. 40 chips for each remaining discard. So like, we can do better than that, I think. B, stop spending money. Crap. This is getting really expensive. Wait, the scaling on this is ridiculous. No shot. Alright. I want to pop one of these, but it's like getting very difficult to do that. That doesn't win. Uh-oh. Wait, we don't win in one hand anymore. Is that bad? Couple of kings left. Couple of aces. Oh, we're out of discards. Why do I always get the discards once purple seal shows up? I was gonna bonus this thing. Wait, I did not have a lot of hands that I could play. We're minus one hand. Ooh, we got a Joker! Driver's license. I wonder what that was. Okay, so we can like comfortably hit $750,000. Earn $2 per discard if no discards are used. I can't seem to find a good Joker, which has been a little rough. Just go misprint, just put something in there, V. Literally anything. Fair. 40 bucks. Oh. And then we have to hit that. Cards played previously this ante are debuffed. Wait, do we just hard lose? I've only been playing the same cards this entire time. If you skip, maybe not. What do you mean skip? I don't have the voucher to do anything to a boss blind. Just don't play more cards. I only have the same cards I've been playing the entire time. I haven't been adding cards. I think we are GG. Like, I'm 99% sure it's GG. Wait, I have a lot of kings that have not been played. Previously, oh, it's this specific ante. I read it as previously ante 10. So like anything from ante 1 up to ante 9 is debuffed, which means you would have had to have gotten more cards in ante 10 so that way you could actually play them. That'd be insane. This whole game's insane. I don't think that's unreasonable to think that. My king. We might still die. It's like we have to actually play these things, which are worthless. For some reason, I thought like the 5 of a kind here would be a little bit stronger than it actually was. Huh. Seven diamonds. No, there's only 2 diamonds. Effective total due to jokers. There's a lot of spades left. Only 2 clubs left. Straight. $2p. Like if I could hit the 10, we might have something. There's literally 110 left. Twos. I deleted all the twos. There's not a lot of cards left in general. It's only 1 ace. So my deck is jam-packed with 8s. This is last discard. $2p not strong enough. We need to have base cards in here. 3 of a kind, probably not gonna happen, so I'll have to move that. Move negative. As a matter of fact, if we don't hit 3 of a kind, that's probably death by itself. The only way to do that is jokers. The 1 king is debuffed. Wait, they're all debuffed. Even if I got the remaining jacks, they're dead. There's only 1 ace. 3 of a kind. We have 2 9s left. But then it's not a face card. Two diamonds. I'm going through, like Doctor Strange, every possibility to hit $1.1 million. Yeah, I think this thing's too important. I wonder if I can get it with a full house, 2 kings, 2 9s. $22 cards left in deck. The last ace is still good. I wish I still had that glass ace. It's over. It's giga over. Well, chat, we tried. We absolutely, oh my god, that doesn't even get the benefit of wild card. We absolutely tried, and we didn't hit the $400. Even if I were to just sell off all of my jokers. Wait, maybe I should have checked that. If we thought like maybe the jokers are, there's 6, $20, If they were $3 a pop, we maybe could have made the 400 by selling them. Assume I could like sell the mid-run. I only just thought of that because I was too pent up on actually trying to succeed there. I mean, hey, we got stuff. Big unlocks right here. So you know what? I'm very much satisfied with what just happened. So satisfied that we're ready to next game it. We're nice and warmed up. The cogwheels in our brain, they're turning. They're turning. I don't know if this game is gonna be on Twitch. It is actually on Twitch. Wow, okay. Look at what the unlocks do. I kind of like seeing them the first time mid-run. I don't want to try to cook it before I know what I'm going to end up having to do. All right, chat, this is a demo that just launched today. It is an action roguelike. The devs promised that this was an action roguelike. I don't know how it is. We're going to find out how together. It's going to be very interesting, that's for sure. But that's what it's all about. I love an interesting action roguelike. Alright, the resolution is a little off. Controller? But is it PS5 compatible? I'm not going to plug that in. Okay. Devs! It doesn't scroll down. I have to use my mouse. Game's probably loud. Ultra! Anti-aliasing on, right? I don't know which one's the best. V-Sync me? Blue me? Boss cell overlay is still up? I think that's fine. We're playing 21 BC in a brand new game that just launched and a demo today. Okay. Devs. Just like have the master volume be 25% by default. After that, people can bring it up if they want to or bring it down. It doesn't matter. But you don't want to blow the eardrum as soon as you load in. All right, so this is OverRider pre-beta demo. It's early preview. The devs said that we took SSX Tricky, put it together with a Dead Cell style roguelike, and we now have a game that you basically want to play. Because all you ever talk about is give me some kind of like sports game? Is this sports? I don't know. More like a full platformer, but somehow a roguelike at the same time. Oh wait, now I'm gonna assume there's no music. So this is meta, I assume? I see something about blueprints in there. Boost? I assume there will be a tutorial. The gun. That's the most important part of the hoverboard action roguelike, is the gun part. Now I'm a little worried. I feel like the sound may have been different in the main menu than it is here. We'll see once we load it in, because that scene was very, very quiet. Seems okay. Tolsan, Kasan? That's me! We're picking you up quite faintly. What happened? Think I found the grid? I just hopped through a digital realm. It's real. The grid's real. Congrats, your stubbornness led you on the journey to your biggest mess yet. You're dealing with something we've only heard legends of. As an added bonus, our home is under attack by roamer bots and the overseer is now specifically scanning for you. Relax, I'm coming home, I just need to figure out where I am. You're in sector LT-34, 600 miles to the east. Don't worry, we'll be okay. You must look for a transcoding beacon if the stories are true. They are interfaced to the grid. So we're in a mystical realm that was only known in legend. Perform evasive maneuver to get out of sticky situation. Perform tricks in the air to charge the board to deal more damage. So that's like the big thing about these games is you do tricks to increase your damage. Only thing is we have to figure out how to really like jump up more. Wait for a marker to lock on and then RT to attack. Did I do an attack? So the other game we played was Hell's Gate. Hell's Gate did not have a wipeout mechanic. Instead, when you fall down, you just lose your combo. I'm also like super used to holding down the jump button and then releasing it at the end. So as you all are watching this is my first time ever cracking into this. And we have to figure out together what are we experiencing and provide feedback. It's not D-pad. Press a direction and then LB.
Nailed it.
Is that only spin tricks? All right, let's try. We're gonna bring this back up. Bring this down. Reverse the board airflow. Press press LT. It's not staying up for long enough. Release when climbing. Oh, is that just boost? Boost without dodge roll, maybe? Okay, I think I get it. I can't do the tricks as well as I would like to. When moving fast, generate a sonic field which further damages enemies. So it's that right in front of me? Okay. So you're able to do a little baby kickflip there. Oh my god. Wait, you can actually die while you're on the ground. You can hold down the attack button. Okay, so we're trying to figure out, like, how do you do sort of a roguelike with a big open field like this? There's a transcoding beacon that we have to use. So there's an objective. There's different things that we could do along the way to the objective. It's almost like a bullet hell for some of the dodges we have to do. Guardian model. Is the boss gonna spawn? Oh, yeah. Route. Really, the only thing is I can't consistently do tricks like I think I should be. Which they said, that looked like a trick. Maybe I have to hold the button down. Okay, that seems to be the case. All right, How do you heal? Fabricator. So we have been getting chips. You get 1 heal perhaps, and then you can buy other stuff. Alright, devs! The text. I can't see what this is. I assume that's reduced damage taken from explosions. Control-wise, it was like a little floaty at first, but then once you realize it's a hoverboard, it doesn't feel like all that floaty. It feels how it probably should feel. The attack has a homing feature from the look of it. Did not get out in time. Oh my god. It's really the tricks, I think, are the hardest thing to pull off. It'd be nice to, like, test them out here. It might be because your character spins at the same time. So to do LB plus like an analog stick direction, I feel like I'm gonna just lose my spin. Especially if I want to hold it down. It does seem to play very well. I think the concept of these open platformer roguelike games, I still like to call this Sonic Frontiers roguelike. I think that is a viable thing. Okay, so we're back in tutorial, I think. Like, I should really be able to do a trick with relative ease. Okay, so grinding is fine. Apparently you have to do a full 360. Maybe we should just assume that we will always do a 360 spin. Otherwise, you're gonna just fall to the ground like that. There is a multiplier. You all can't see it, it's behind me. So it looks like every time I hit something or do a trick, it adds to a multiplier, which I assume is damage. Which in a game like this, you want to make sure that the player is doing tricks for a reason. And I assume damage is always that reason. The way how Hellscape would do it is that a specific trick might unlock electricity or something like that. Yo, Danny, welcome, welcome. I don't mind the auto lock. Only thing is, it's just really hard to cancel the attack when it's time to like get hit by an explosion. It's like I'm already locked in there, and if I press circle, it seems she wants to continue to do damage. Overheal. Accumulates excess health and heals over time. Find healing capsules. Have we seen a single healing capsule? I know we bought healing from a shop. So dodge roll isn't always available. Just interesting. I don't see a cooldown for it. So like right now, I couldn't dodge roll out of any of that. Level up. We don't know what a level's for. Not yet. Do I have to actually spin my entire analog stick? If you just hold left, she only goes to the left. I can answer any questions if you want me to, or let you figure things out. Danny, are you saying that you're a dev for the game? Oh, we have a L3? Oh my god. I didn't know. I didn't know we were accumulating L3 button. That's so weird. So, what I did just now is LB down. If you just hold the down button, she turns around. So, like, that's fine. But LB for trick down. I'm, like, not very good at keeping momentum going up a slope. Is that where the L2 button comes into play? You can't let go of the analog stick. Accelerate is like up on the analog stick. I wonder what is stopping the momentum on a slope. Dream Tech, I assume also dev for the game. Welcome, welcome. So right now, I am having a lot of difficulty doing the actual tricks. So we know tricks are tied to the LB, L1. I originally thought, okay, if I hold down the jump button, which is X, A on Xbox, then maybe we could like get ready to do a trick, but you can't hold down the button. It's a single tap to jump. I think in most of these games, holding down the jump button, I guess besides Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic is the only place where like the jump input just sends you up automatically. I feel like for this type of game, I would want to hold down the button and then release for height. She also cannot go backward. She's no, is it regular versus switch? You can't go into switch, which is like right foot forward. I don't see a cooldown on the dash itself. So like, I dash there, I cannot dash again until the game allows me to do so. Let's follow the objective for a sec. We try hold release, but it doesn't work with the rest of the game. It's a very hybrid experience. Yeah, so I was saying earlier that we've been playing a couple of... I still want to call this type of setup Sonic Frontiers, but we've been playing like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater meets roguelike. I'm gonna say, do I not have L2? So if we keep it to where there's no jump, well, hold to jump, I think that's fine. But for doing the tricks themselves, I'm running into an issue. This is where like the tutorial jump is. I'm running into an issue where I think you hold the LB, do the jump, but then she's going to spin. If you do down LB, she'll do a full backflip. Which in that case actually spun her backwards. Am I wrong that LB was the trick button? Oh, also like R1, L1 to navigate here. So jump, blink. Is it not listed. Interesting. Hold LB in the air and then press a direction. So unless I'm doing something wrong, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna hold LB, and then tap directions. And you can see that my character is like wiggling to the left, wiggling to the right. Have we tried R1? No. In fact, I get even more spin there. So it does look like it wants that to be the case. Hold the direction. If I hold, she's gonna spin and potentially land backwards. She can't switch. She can only skate with her left foot forward. It's a tough skill. I had trouble doing it myself. So unless I land a full 360, then I'm gonna lose momentum. If it's the case that you let go, once the trick is executed, then I have to readjust myself. You can release LB and press forward before you land. So that would be like an additional input in order to keep going forward. I wonder if that's necessary. I think the held functionality to it like incentivizes that you do a spin. I think the natural thing is that I just spin. If I land the 360, it's like full pogs. That's amazing. We also gotta figure out how to go uphill and maintain momentum. So like doing a kickflip after attacking an enemy seems relatively natural because I'm just holding down up anyway. But anytime it's left or right trick, it's like actually... it's like a complete loss of momentum for me. The dash. So like that's kind of natural. We don't have our L3. I wonder when you access L3. So that was down LB. And like I would have loved to do the full trick. But there's like a held nature to it, which is interesting. I don't know if I'm supposed to mention this, but on my end, it says you've been streaming for 2 hours. Feel like you've been streaming longer. No, 2 hours and 53 minutes is the full number right now. All right, let's find objectives. So as a roguelike game, we were trying to figure out, with an open world concept, what's the roguelike gonna look like? Our first thought was maybe Risk of Rain 2, where, okay, there's an objective on the map, which is a teleporter. Find the teleporter. Find the teleporter, which I guess is maybe this thing. This will spawn the boss. Very bullet hell, which I don't mind. It's a fair amount of monsters, I would say. I still don't fully know the L2 button. Oh, we're dead here. That's like so unfortunate. You go in to do the damage, the monster like kind of counters it by slamming. And if the dash is on cooldown, then you're gonna get hit for sure. I'm gonna assume that's a momentum thing. Like, if you were holding down L2, perhaps you would not have been stuck in the down slam. You like the style combos? I do. I don't think it lists the combo. So like if you think about Tony Hawk or SSX Tricky, like you do the combos, the stuff starts appearing on the screen saying that you did kickflip, you did 540 McTwist, you did an impossible into a method grab. And then from there, you would know that you did XYZ and you would be prepped up for your next damage. Surprised she actually kept going forward, even though she landed backward. Okay, that's closer to what I expected to have happened. Maybe it's meta. Like, she hasn't learned how to skate with her left foot forward yet, but eventually she will. That's what getting better would look like. Fair, fair. Huh. We gotta figure out slope momentum. Because even if I do this, like, I've already lost all my speed just going uphill. And obviously that's, gravity. I wonder if you're on a hoverboard. Hear me out. If you're on a hoverboard, are you subjected to gravity in slope form? Not doing the trick for some reason. It's more so like you have to hold the direction until the trick is executed. Like, the fact I could spin before the flip happened, I feel like the flip should always take priority over spinning. And then if the player continues to hold down the spin button, then the spin could continue. But if I'm doing L1 and any input, I think the game should assume that I probably want to do a trick here. I almost wish I had on screen my controller inputs so I could show you all the tree. I could show you all that I am pressing the trick button so hard right now. Like right there would have been absolutely beautiful. Ooh, we found the edge. I was curious if the edge would be like hard terrain, or if it would be like, oh, you go past here, almost like Armored Core, you're outside of the mission area. Please go back, please go back. Confirmed. Okay, so that's locked. It looks like there might be some iframes when you go in for your first attack, but maybe if you stay there for too long, you lose it. Chance to extract crystals from destroyed roamers. I feel like it might be sort of like a Risk of Rain where maybe you want to farm up before you actually start the boss fight. Yo, Marzi, thanks for the hydration. Gravity is faked in the game as it is in Tony Hawk, etc. Oh wow, thing actually chased me down and then died for it. Yeah, I gotta say, the first thing I would love to see is more response to the trick. And then obviously, like, tell me that I did a trick too. That'd be nice. It's a cool little section. I guess you're supposed to fully jump over that. So that's gonna spawn the boss. I guess the fists might be the roamers? I didn't have dash available. I wonder if there's a meter for your LT. So this thing is like a boost. That's very much like Sonic Frontiers. Okay, I'm gonna assume as you go uphill, you lose it, but downhill, you get it. In that case, I'm like always holding down L2. I wonder if there's ever a time I shouldn't be holding down L2. I don't know why I couldn't make it up that. Waiting for a homing marker to turn green is a better attack. So there's timing to that. Okay. I don't remember if we were told. But then again, I think the tutorial I was still in was basically just the hoverboard part. Wow, I healed? Oh my god. I must have picked up one of the health packs, but I wouldn't have known, unfortunately. Now, I don't mind holding down up to continue, like, going forward. Part of me would think... So if I let go, she does go quite a ways, so that's good. I was a little worried that she would come to a complete halt. Dang. I actually did a trick by mistake. Tutorial is crap right now. Yeah, and I mean, that's not to say that's easy to fix, because nothing's ever easy. Oh my god, I get no momentum going up. Emit a powerful shockwave when landing. That sounds fun. Really, all I've been doing thus far is just trying to get a feel for the game. Like, I obviously would want to see the roguelike stuff too, but probably the most important part of a skating roguelike is making sure the skate part is functional and then makes sense with the combat, and then we worry about the roguelike part. Do we not have music here? We had beats earlier. Now we're chilling. That's nice. Like, being able to do this mid-jump. I know it's immersion breaking, but we don't worry about that. Maybe I'm on Night Cycle. And with Night Cycle, the music's gone. Close? Okay, big trick. I promise you I'm pressing the button. I promise you. If I could show that LB is getting clicked, then you will understand where I'm coming from here. Gotta hold the direction. I hear you. I don't know if I have ever done, like, hold a direction to execute the trick. It's like, if that's a trick to kickflip after killing that monster, then that's cool. Like, I actually like that. It didn't tell me if I did a trick or not. It might have just been the attack. But my instinct is that, like, I'm gonna start spinning if I hold down the directional input. And technically, like, she does a spin. Ow? This thing is pretty evil. Oh, that was my bad. I tried to do the trick on the ground. Which I'm okay with it failing you. Alright, that's a heal. Our tricks are always spins combined with the animation. All tricks are basically a spin. Okay. Yeah, I swear there's like an iframe in there. At least on the initial green impact. Oh my god. Okay, that's pretty strong. Looks like I have multiple. That's L3, for those who are keeping track. Chance to fire a missile on performed trick. Okay, so no need to... Oh, wow. No need to balance. And then make sure you hold L1. No, make sure you hold up. Why these are broken, I have no idea. Oh. There's a thing at the top. So, do trick fire missile is like the premier action skate experience. Like, you want the player to do tricks, they get rewarded for doing it. Which means I should be able to do a trick during this combat before I die. I might have to just L3 here. Assume that gives you iframes. Now, it could be that you need to do the trick far ahead of time. It's like right here. That fires a missile, it hit this one. But mid-combat... One HP. Maybe I want to see the missile, like, after hitting a grounded enemy. Let's assume this is a heal. I think there's room for tricks on a grind rail. Like, if I'm holding down LB and pressing a button on a rail, I think that would be reasonable to give me a trick. Okay, that was not a heal, confirmed. Did you hear about Evil Empire game leak? That's a leak? Someone in chat mentioned that they put it in our Discord. I did not think it was a leak, though. Alright. So this only upgrades the selected thing, I'd imagine. I can't, like, go up or down to choose one of the others. It doesn't tell me what the upgrade is. I'm assuming it's chance up. Yeah, upgrade installed. I'm sure if there's other kinds of upgrades besides just numbers, we'd want to know what that is. Like if it's more missiles. I mean, I guess if you're gonna do the upgrade, you're gonna do the upgrade. Is that the same one I just did? Wait, that actually saved my life. It's not the same. Oh my god, I lost all momentum. Instantly. Alright, we got it. I did not mean to do that. So that was my only worry about L3 being the attack button. Is there's gonna be times where, like, I'm using the analog stick and I just fat finger L3. Wow, that's a cool entity. Onslaught level 4, so it looks like maybe the game's scaling for as long as I stay alive. Because I'm too scared to do the boss. Very Risk of Rain-like. I actually do enjoy that. If that's the case. Like, we don't know if that's what's actually happening. I would say I only just looked up and saw Onslaught level 4, so I assume I'm on a timer. I'm gonna start the boss and I'm gonna die. Oh my god. So how does this connect? Yeah, okay, so I can kind of see the bar moving. How obvious is it in Risk of Rain 2 that there's a bar that's moving? I feel like it's more obvious. You could maybe tell me that the Onslaught level has increased, and thus I would like look around and say, wait, where are they talking about Onslaught level? Since when? And then, oh, I see. There's a bar that's filling up. Okay, that must not be the answer. There's a wrench over here. Aimbot! Yeah, so if every trick is a spin, I don't mind that. I just am often landing not forward, which means the player has to do another input forward in order to keep their momentum up. And I don't know. So, like, I think someone gets the controller in their hand. I'm trying to think back to how we were at PAX East. You give the person the controller, ask them to play the game. You tell them, oh, to do a trick, go up the ramp. Hopefully they have momentum, because obviously, like, I'll often just stop and not get the airtime I think I'm gonna get. So hopefully they go up and actually make the jump. We might be, hang on, memory leak. That was kind of weird. Okay, I'm gonna say memory leak on that one. There was a tutorial that told you about the beeping. I guess you have to let go of L2 when you're going uphill and then press it again. It's interesting. I don't know how, like, natural that is, but it's definitely interesting. So yeah, you give the controller to someone. They're, like, right in front of the ramp. They try to go up it. Hopefully they can go up it, because there's a good chance that they're just gonna get subjected to gravity. Hopefully they get a good jump. If they do, then you hold. Let's do down. So down you would imagine is a backflip. All right, I think we have a memory leak here. Let's exit and re-enter. So they're holding down. It does a backflip. They land perfect. Like, that makes sense because it's a backflip. You're holding down the down button the whole time. So you're gonna do a full backflip and then land. I think that is very natural. For a spin, a left or right 180, 360, 720, she has to do a 360 or a 720. If you do anything odd, then you're gonna either start going backwards or you're gonna start going sideways. And that's only because you didn't do the up input afterward. Now what you could do, okay, so if you do the spin, then it only ever does a 360. Like, just remove all my inputs after that. Assume that the player wanted to do the trick, has enough height to spin full 360, and continues going forward. If it's leave it to the player, then that means the player is gonna perhaps land sideways. Like that. Because I'm still holding left. The freaking rock! Get up! What if I want to be a helicopter? Then that means you're leaving it to the player to decide when they're gonna land, which is okay too. But if you look at that, like, I'm holding left, right? I'm holding left, and she does a trick that's gonna send her opposite of that. So now I want to do a helicopter, but she decides she wants to go the other way. So helicopter gets negated. Now, we know that the trick is random, so perhaps I just got unlucky there, in which case it probably can't be random, if that can happen. Did she stop because I stopped holding LB? Sorry, I'm like, as a game that's like this, my primary function here, I know it's supposed to be a roguelike. I haven't even gotten to I want to look at the roguelike part. I'm still caught up on the trick part. The map, I can at least talk on that. The map as a concept, I actually like a lot. It's basically Risk of Rain 2, open world map with an objective, items on the screen that you can grab, and then from there, you go wherever you want. I think that's great. Enemies, there are some areas where I think the enemy density is a little high. See, I think front flips and back flips are the best part of her trick arsenal. If you just do front flips and back flips, the game's probably amazing. Okay, that was a little sus, but that was my fault because I had, again, no momentum going uphill. Like, how do I go up this? L2 pushes you forward. You boost downhill, but it slows you uphill. So yeah, you have to let go going uphill. Like that right there, with the backflip, like that's incredible. I think left and right is the least what? The least player-friendly trick for me right now. Of course, she does actually change her direction for doing the backflip. Oh, we got the tutorial for board airflow again. Yeah, I think you just always hold L2 until, like, you know you're going uphill. Then you absolutely can't. Wait, do you only get music if you're going fast? Little Metal Hellsinger? Oh, pressing L2 grounds you? Okay. It's based on actions. That's legit. I actually enjoy that. Like, tell the player that they're actually doing the right thing. The other option is like having it on different tracks. Like, oh, you get the percussion track while you're just chilling. You're in lo-fi mode, and then once you're actually like doing gameplay. We should have checked if we actually had unlock capability. Because like I've been playing this whole time and I have not checked the hub area. We can patch the exact thing you're talking about as soon as tomorrow. And again, like I'm just throwing out my feeling while playing the game. Whatever is happening isn't always what everyone's gonna experience. My hope is that this is at least some population that's gonna do the same thing as me. The backflip is so nice. It's just the forward input. Oh, did I do a trick? I'm at 1.7, but I don't know if I did a trick or not. I tried to do up. Front flip is so fast. It's like front flip's the superior trick. Well, it was for a second. I don't know when that opens. L2 grounding you is kind of interesting. That was a trick. I got no multiplier for it. Yeah, if I just do front flips, I think it actually shows you what the game's supposed to look like. I didn't get it there, but you get the idea. I guess I should leave the monster if you realize you're doing no damage. Odds I can reach that? Likely. I'm surprised. Alright, a couple of carts. For the roguelike aspect, I guess those enemies are blocking this thing. For the roguelike aspect, we saw a couple of like do X get damage kind of things, which are very fun. Oh, we're never gonna make that. Starting to get the momentum a little bit. You're still thinking about the game like it's a skateboard. It's more like a snowboard. She just needs to learn Switch. If she can learn Switch, I'm like in there for life. But I guess that's like a different... That's tough. Because I think in my mind, I'm expected to go forward without me having to do an up input. Did I dash? I definitely need... Okay, so actual tangible feedback. I need to know when my dash is ready. I press the button. I get one dash. I have no idea when I can dash again. Like, I could not dash to avoid that bomb. I know I avoided it by just moving. Rare, tangible feedback from me and not just spouting garbage. Nice. So the cutscene that shows that's open, that's nice. Because I would never have known that those monsters were linked to this. Okay, so Y button can't open these. You have to break them. Objectives. Let's go for the next one. As I said, I genuinely believe in this game concept of open world Sonic Frontiers roguelike game on a surfboard. From my perspective, I'm all about trying to figure out how to make it work in the hands of the people who are gonna play it. Dang. I should have done front flip. I'm telling you, front flip is the superior flip. Whoa! My God! Okay, so let's get this. Reduce gadget cooldown. We have no idea what a gadget is, nor why it has a cooldown. That's probably a roguelike thing where we don't have gadgets yet. We only have mods. Overheal. I do like the mods. There are upgrades to level them up. It doesn't necessarily tell you what the upgrade was. It could just be numbers. It could be like fire an additional rocket. There's a lot of options in there. Okay, next one. You can go pretty fast too. Did you try holding the attack button? 5 things I wish I knew? Ow. Oh my God, he's moving. I should just do that 100% of the time. Let's try to grab this. Emit a powerful shockwave upon landing. So that is like the premier how to make this game showcaseable. I'm trying to think of a good word there. Again, if you put the controller in front of someone and tell them snowboarding action game, on trick and on land is gotta be like so many different effects. Find the beacon. The beacon's over there, right? We have yet to figure out how to actually make that universal. I could Skyrim it, but I highly doubt that's what the game wants you to do. I'm sure that there's some kind of ramp, because like Skyrimming it is not as impressive as doing a ramp. All right. Once you get the feel for it, you can get bonkers fast. Yeah, I think I'm starting to see it. I definitely wasn't utilizing the L2 button enough, and I don't know how you would even... And of course, there was no hold to attack tutorial. That's fine. We know this tutorial needs work. I almost wonder if there should be like a bar somewhere that shows your like acceleration and max speed. And that way you would know, oh, I'm not reaching max speed because I'm not using the L2 feature. Like, for all I know, I have the controller in my hand. Like, I assume max speed is just this. And, like, that's not bad. But it could be even more than that. That's sick. Almost like boost gauge in Sonic. It's like, you know you're not at max speed because you could be doing this instead. Now, of course, the L2 button in this game does not have a gauge to it. It's infinite so long as you're not going uphill. Like that. Like, it was gonna immediately tell me that I'm going uphill. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't know what that grind rail was for, but that's fine. Oh, also tricks on grind rail. I think if the player can do those inputs, then you should probably just let them have the trick. So we need to do something over there. It looks like I can hold L2 going uphill on a rail. Alright. So we have L3s. I promise you I won't press the button until the monster's in my sight. Oh, I can just infinitely hold this? We lost it at some point. Okay, right now the monster doesn't care I exist, which is great. Every other time we were in here, the boss would basically one-shot me. I assume this isn't correct. We are doing damage, so it is a tangible object. Oops. Do we have a... Oh, the R2 charge attack is on the bottom left. It doesn't have the letters R2 next to it. It's just like a fireball. So from a UI perspective, I'd love to see R2 listed there. We got an X button. Wait, that's a world first X button. Never before seen. Extra jump in the air. I assume gadget is being used. I don't see this happen enough. So like, I'm doing an attack. I'm basically going into the air. I wonder how high you need to be for it to count as landing for impact. Can I back out? So let's, I'm not gonna make this jump. I don't even know why I'm gonna try it here. So if we use the vert ramp, jump off this, that's not tall enough. If we just jump into the pool and L2 to hard land, that's not high enough. So I think we have to be like really high up. Really? That's not high enough? If anything, like that probably would have gotten it. You could also do something like, okay, once the character is at X height, the shoes in the bottom right, they light up. To let you know, oh snap, you reached the height. Oh, do I have to do another transcode beacon? No, I think that unlocks the shop. So yeah, we're definitely getting rid of the slam. It's the double jump. Though, to be fair, if you had both double jump and slam at the same time, you could probably get it every time. That should have worked. Okay, fair. We did see it work at one point. Again, like, that is the premier weapon in a game like this. Okay, so I'm assuming we looped. I know it said next stage, but it's a demo, so it's probably just on loop. Nothing wrong with that. We're zooming. Metro zooming. Front flip, still the superior trick. Oh, wow. Kind of struggling on targeting sometimes. That works. Oh, we gotta use our B. No, X. Oh my god! You're dead. Alright, I messed it up. Maybe that was a boost. Ooh, another one. Like, if I could front flip out of that, that'd look actually sick. Transcoding beacon discovered, objective updated. I discovered a transcode? Like that up there? Ow. We're super dead. I think I walked through the fire. All right. So in action, you can kind of see how it's supposed to work. Which is like, I can 100% see a game here. With just a couple of things here and there. Optimizations. We haven't gotten any of these yet. This might not be available to the demo. We don't know quite yet. I mean, we don't have the gun. Find the blueprint hidden in the cliffs, which I think we did see that. I'm just gonna go in like one more time. So a couple of optimizations I think would go a long way. And then a conversation about left and right spin trick. I think up trick, maybe down. Like down still sometimes turns her around. And that, like, I'll end up losing everything. But front flip is your montage reel. Like, it looks incredible when it's in action. The roguelike part, we've only seen a couple of different things. And that's not to say that there isn't a lot. It's just that's all I've done is tricks. Like that right there. If I did anything but front flip, I think I would have lost it. What else? What else? Chat, if you all had any input, definitely let me know, because I've spoken a lot on a lot of different aspects. It's all like good. None of this is from a I don't want to do this scenario. I want to do this. I just want to make it to a point where I'm like in the zone. I think going up, like this vert, well, it's not really a vert ramp, this half pipe right here. I think you lose a lot of momentum going uphill if you don't have L2 primed. Which maybe that's the point, but I didn't learn about priming my L2 speed. Which is like very much like snowboarding rather than skateboarding. Not that you can go uphill on a skateboard, but you're really subjected to gravity. More than you would think with a hoverboard. Trying to think what else. Combat-wise, now that I know charge attack exists, I am like perfectly okay with the combat. I think spam attack, like with the timing, is fun. But now that I know charge attack exists, I feel like I should always assume I should be charging. Like maybe that's a roguelike thing where, okay, some builds you don't ever charge. You just do the spam. Oops. Here I am thinking I could hold down the X button. All of the mods are pretty cool. I don't know if there's gonna be different kind of attacks. Maybe different weapons. It's probably like very, very far out. No need to worry about that just yet. Dang, I did 0 damage there. I would like to be able to do a trick even on a grounded target like that. I know a lot of the tricks are tied to just a spin. And maybe a spin would be a very... Get up! A very high value trick, but maybe some low value tricks would be nice. So like I could do that, and I could probably front flip out of it. Never mind. But like something for low to ground combat. I swear I can do it. She almost had it. I bet it's timing. Like if I had done it sooner, it would have gone off. Story-wise, pretty cool. It's like digital world, I think. That you only know of in Legends. I like the different landmarks. I don't know how random they are. Like, is this always here on the south side of this giant building? If that's procedurally generated, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I did not have the speed for that. Yeah, I would say all around, I'm definitely hoping a game like this gets all the input it needs, and whatever I can do to provide more input, I'm definitely on board, because I want to see one of these games take off. Because if I were to make an action roguelike that isn't just a Metroidvania, I would love it to be something like this. We may even think, not Windblown, but maybe Hyperlight Drifter, Hyperlight Breaker, the new one. Maybe that's what this is gonna be like, sort of, in the future. But right now, we have nothing that does this, which is a good sign. Alright. Chat, I think we're good. I think we're good. This game is a Kickstarter, by the way. So I know there's gonna be people who want to assist in making this game become reality. We'll keep an eye on it for sure through its updates. Whether it's by email or someone reaches out, I don't know what, but we'll definitely keep an eye out and see how it progresses through its... I believe this is early Not even early access. This is just a demo. It's like pre-alpha almost. I guess you would call this maybe pre-beta. Again, thanks devs, Danny, DreamTech for stopping by. I hope I was clear and concise with my feedback, and hopefully I didn't sound toxic either. I'd hate for that to be the case. Yeah, it's like now that I actually know how to play, it actually is pretty fun. I'll say that. All right. I was hoping something would kill me by now. There we go. Okay. We're good. We're good. That was OverRider, by the way. For those who didn't catch in the very beginning. All right, so tomorrow's stream, Wholesomeverse Live. I think we have some new games that we're trying, along with Feed the Cups, which was a lot better than I would have ever expected that game to be. Path of Exile, I'm still not ready to showcase on stream. I like my character conceptually, I just need gear. And right now, I have nothing. So my character looks like absolute trash. And I'm already at like tier 4 maps, so I'm definitely not where I'm supposed to be. April 4, hang on, this is important. So April 4 is Witchfire's new update. That is a Thursday? Yeah, am I gonna do that on Thursday? I don't know, we'll see. But April 10 is the SlimyYy interactive showcase, like indie dev showcase. We're gonna hopefully be co-streaming that. I hope. That's next Wednesday, the 10th. I'm sure there's lots of game announcements, all for games that we probably are supposed to play. And then we're just waiting on Ashla Sense update. Once we get that, then I think we're good until Hades 2 Windblown Hyperlight Breaker. It's the other game that's having a sequel. I have to look through my library here. Wizard of Legend 2, that's another one that might have early access this year. Raven's Watch 1.0, I'm sure that's gonna be soon. And then whatever else comes down the pipeline. Realm of Ink, once that's early access. Hellscape, if they do a new update. We're stoked. There's so many games for us to access. Other than that, big thanks to everyone tuning in today. Stream would not be possible without you, the viewer. I'm definitely a little hungry myself, so if you get a bite to eat, take an extra big bite just for me. Either way, you all have a good night, good day, good evening, good whatever, wherever you are. Keep up on socials, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, new videos every single week. And I will see you all on tomorrow's stream. Have a good night, everybody.